the first thing I said, ki your own belief systems. The second is what is your discipline thinking about this discipline that you are intending to research in, right? What is that as a discipline? What is the majority of people in that discipline believe? What kind of research gets done? Third thing is understanding of the body of philosophy. What are the different philosophers and what has been their contributions and what are the different thought processes and in the philosophy, right? And then the fourth thing is about your own research. So you need to marry all your belief systems, your disciplines, your topic, uh, overall philosophical. Rajal is sorry. Uh, Rajal is trying to speak something. Rajal doesn't have. Yeah. So we need to marry. I don't know. I get distracted by something saying here or there. So marry your own thought process with the disciplinary philosophy, your belief systems, the uh, philosophical schools, and the end product is that you should have the onion that was given in the pre-read. If once you are able to make that, and today is the day when we are going to try and make that onion for your own context, right? So that's the whole idea. So shall we start with today's session? Yeah. So before we get into today's session is the pre-read that I had given you. It was Saunders articles. How many of you have been able to read it? Or we will just revisit a PowerPoint presentation and then start with the exercises. So today's session objective is pretty clear. Whatever residual part we had left, the exercise, we will do it in this class. It's a 10 minutes exercise, Vienna versus Frankfurt School. Then we will, the pre-read, if you have gone through that, we will just revisit that through a PPT and then try and build a research onion. It is a two-stage exercise that I wanted to do. The first we'll do it in class and then you will get some time to do that as a comprehensive exercise so that at the end of the session, you, based on your own broad research idea, you should have some inclination as to how do I build my research onion, right? Research, whatever Saunders talks about it, the onion perspective of looking at your own research topic. Am I making myself clear? So what I would like you to do, if you have done, somebody has done that exercise the two quote exercise, can somebody share it here and we do it for the class in quickly in 10 under 10 minutes? Or else I'll end up picking army style volunteers. How many of you have been able to just confirm here if we've been able to do that exercise? So maybe that you are able to open that page.
Yeah, like sir, yesterday, sorry, the first one who have said that it was treated as a virus, but I have anyway managed to download and it's open in my end.
Yeah. So what you need to do is to keep in the same browser window, log into cloud,
Hmm.
and maybe one of you share it here. It is important. It is a take home exercise and it will build clarity for you, right? The deliberation has already been done in the class, but I don't think many of you would are clear on what it is, right? Vienna school versus some people would be definitely be clear. But then the exercise makes it very clear, at least the key thought process of the two schools, right? So maybe somebody who has opened that can share it here and we will do that exercise together. Yeah, Mangesh sir, can you open it? Can you share and open it here? You do it on behalf of the class, whole class. We will do it here, and everybody can individually do his or her own exercise. See, we started in the last class, but we could not complete it. So the idea is to quickly complete it so that everybody gets to know this, and not many people have done it. If they have not done it, they can do it in the class, and we can go ahead with the next topic. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So there is a stage one. There are three, four stages of this exercise, right? So you can quickly read this quick recap. Vienna circle said statement only means something if you can test it, or if it is true by definition, like math. That's the perspective of Vienna circle. The Frankfurt school contradicted it. They made 3 points. Vienna school is based on positivism. Frankfurt school said positivism treats people like objects in a machine, not free people. Right? It confuses how things look and how things really are, and it splits facts from values completely. Right? So they are contradicting propositions from both the schools, and you can forget about the next part from the reading, but you can go to stage one, right? And there is a testing criteria given, right? For Vienna circle code, can we check this with evidence? And this Frankfurt school check would be, who does this really benefit, quietly benefit, right? So there is a statement given. There are 10 statements given. You can click on this. MS, you can randomly click randomly, or you can make your choice and start putting answers to those questions. So what would be the judgment of the court? What would Vienna Circle say on this, and what would Frankfurt School say on this? You should. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. 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 So click on passes.
It is not clickable.
It should be clickable. Yeah. Yeah. So in order to make it clickable, you need to be logged into Cloud in one of the windows. Yes. Yeah. And you're given explanation, right? You need to type that. Say why.
Mm.
Absolutely. Yes. It's objectification, right?
Sir, can you just put some light here why it is flat seat and not clear seat?
Because the perspectives are different. So Vienna school, the perspective, if you look at the slides that I had sent you,
Yeah,
right?
I understood that
Subjectivist
one, but
perspective
this
versus objectivist. So what Vienna circle said, anything that unless it is verifiable, verifiability is the fundamental principle of Vienna circle.
right.
right? And the Frankfurt School perspective is humanistic. There is a background to it. Why Frankfurt School? Because Frankfurt School emerged in the context of this Hitler's Holocaust, right? So they have seen, they believe that reality is not objective. Reality is constructed by people. It's constructivist, individual, this interpretivist approach to reality that they do, right?
Okay, okay. Okay.
And
Yeah, I got that point, but here in the question, I was not able to understand, but got it now. I think it flag it means just
yeah,
we
it
need
was,
more
yes.
evidence or something like that.
Yeah,
Right.
questions it.
Yes. Okay.
The English of it, right? That was the question. Okay.
Okay.
So can somebody help MS on this employee engagement survey measures? What employees do you feel about this work? JD, names are not visible here. Yeah, yeah, Jugal Deshmukh, yes. Are you there, Jugal? Or Soman? Soman, sir?
Yes, sir.
Sir, help MS decide on this, the second statement.
Hmm, hmm, yeah. Yeah. Mm, I supposed to fail because it is not as clear as mathematics. I'm not pretty sure.
Clear set, right? Because it is again uh, different human to human cases.
हम्म हाँ सही है हम्म नहीं क्लियर होना चाहिए मेरे सपोज टू बी क्लियर क्या लॉजिक सर given here Hmm. Yeah, the first one can be justified as it is not mathematically defined or mathematically stated, and the second one it can be state that it is varies to human to human.
Okay. Anybody has got contrary views on this? Okay, we can go ahead. Question statement number 3. Type something here as an explanation. We don't have to do the whole exercise because it is individual reflection exercise, right? Everybody has to do it. Survey is it's a quantitative measure, right? So here reality is something which is unique and can be measured. Is again a stance, subjective stance or objective stance?
Objective.
Yeah. So you just contradicted it what you said earlier, right?
Yes.
Nonetheless, we'll stay with this. What the exercise does and helps us how to define that. Quickly, somebody on statement 3. Or maybe MS, you can complete this exercise and put some statements here so that we can get to the end of the exercise. Because this exercise is supposed to be done in the last class. A high performance culture is simply one that management has successfully imposed on the workforce. Who would like to volunteer for this? You have 10 statements. We have to quickly finish. Please volunteer. You could go wrong, no problem. MS just pick one, some or the other randomly. Yeah, but the logic is, see, the logic should be a high performance culture, right? High performance culture is a reality, objective reality, which is dumped on the people. So, what would, hmm? So, so Vienna circle would pass it? Okay. The both would fail it then. Frankfurt and Vienna. Okay. Let's go to the next statement. Put something there so that it does not, or it's okay if it is not there. Statement fourth. Merit-based promotion systems are fair because they reward measurable performance. I think Vienna would pass it. Yeah. Yes. And Frankfurt School would flag it because they would flag it. I think. Because they contrary schools, right? They would say merit-based promotion. AI-generated hiring systems are objective because they remove human bias. Okay, go ahead. Customer satisfaction scores above 4 or 5 for the company delivering good services. Yeah, so here it means that the good service can be measured, right? So when a school would say, yeah, but when this Frankfurt school would say कि good service gets produced when two people interact. So it is a subjective production. Okay. Yeah, next. A layoff is neutral data driven decision when it is based on performance ranking. Vienna would pass it. Hmm. Yeah, but here it is about performance measurement. How performance is subjective or objectively measured. So again, okay, you can answer whatever the AI would help you get the things corrected. So it's about putting the thinking cap on, right? You may not get always right answers. Remote workers are less productive because they can be directly observed. Hmm. Figure it. Yes, verifiable. So verifiability versus subjective interpretation. That's the two extremes that they work on. And the Frankfurt School came up because it was a reaction to Vienna Circle, right? And the context was Hitler's Holocaust. Uh, and this Vienna Circle also came as a reaction to rationalist school, which said that reason is important and everything comes from reason, a priori versus a posteriori. So because Descartes, Kant, and all those people were saying that everything, the reality get construed by our rational, our mind, rational reason. So Vienna Circle said, no. Reason is not important. It is unless it is sensed, right, by our sensory perceptions, the reality get construed. So whatever is verifiable, verifiable through our senses, is only a reality. Barring some tautologies like mathematics. Mathematics cannot be experienced, right, through our senses. A 2% gender pay gap after controlling the role of experiences means just pick up whatever, right? So this exercise would help you understand both the schools and their perspectives in a better manner, or they will make you revisit their slides and what they think about it. So here we are now with past this. Frankfurt would like it. So in case desorganizer is something that you did not understand, say it's for example, you will get the explanation for this, whatever you want to. Okay. So while doing the exercise, if you yeah, yeah, but unless you come across a problem, you wouldn't realize the significance of the solution. No, you can do and redo this exercise again, right? The falsification by Popper, what is it? Unified science, critical theory. Okay, go down. So if something is not clear, you can pose a question or you can go to the quiz. Right, start the quiz. There are 10 questions, right? They are based on the slides, right? The slides are also circulated to you. You can click based on your own choice because we don't have time to get everybody into this. And the only thing is, this activity is very helpful in understanding what Vienna Circle. This was one of the proponents of Frankfurt School, Hockenberg. The three articles that I had sent you, A, B, C. So the quiz is based on these three articles. The exercise is based on those three articles. Yeah, you could score is 10 on 10. And that's the end of the exercise. Okay. So this is a self-study exercise and it is meant to be done. So there are three stages in this, two quotes. There are some statements given. You need to judge those statements. You can reset this, try it again. It will be refreshed, right? So these organizer would help you. It is not limited to this exercise. It is about, you can use it anywhere, right? Generally, you can talk any terms and this is AI based. Of course, AI has its own problems, but by and large, you get majority of the answers correctly, right? So I would like all of you to do this exercise, read those articles, go back to those articles, or do at least this exercise so that you and the PPT. If the PPT is important, the essence of all those three articles is captured in the PPT. Yeah, the meaninglessness attributed to metaphysics is because the rationalist school believed that there is God, there is something supernatural, there is the ultimate cause of everything, right? If you trace back cause effect relationship before the cause, there is something which is a priori, which comes from reason, and this gets into the world of metaphysics, right? The physical reality. So, because there was a domination of metaphysics and reason there, as a reaction to that, the Vienna Circle came about. They said, ki, we don't accept metaphysics and the role of reason in that. Whatever is verifiable through our senses is reality. As a counter to that, it is the objective reality is a misplaced concept, and the reality gets constructed through the subjective interpretation of the people. That is what Frankfurt School said. Um, Thank you, MS. Thank you for sharing and helping me with this exercise. So the next part is I'll share a presentation. We'll go through there was a pre-read given. I doubt whether most of you have gone through that. But today's exercise is very important. Please pay attention to this. We'll go through a PPT, do a class exercise, and after that I'll give you some time to do another exercise, right? And this exercise, essentially the whole purpose of this course is understand the intelligence of the interface of philosophy and research, so that you should be able to consciously determine what are my philosophical underpinnings for my research in the context of my research, and I should be able to defend whatever methods I have adopted based on their philosophical underpinnings, right? So one is that you need to know your own belief systems, you need to know philosophical thought processes and the different schools under philosophy, and you should be able to relate that to your work and build what you call the research onion that Saunders talked about. Are we ready for the presentation? Are you able to see this?
No, sir.
Not yet. It is visible.
Yeah, so it is yet to be visible on my. Yes. So today's session is philosophy and research methodology. It's about guiding question. Why should methodology follow philosophy and help us lead to what you call building our research union based on the what Saunders talked about, and that is the core of this course and the outcome. If we could reach that outcome, that's the purpose of the course, right? And of course, we'll spend the next two sessions on understanding philosophy a little better and connecting whatever we do today and contextualizes better. So today's agenda is to understand the research onion in full, understand objectivism versus subjectivism, understand research paradigms, five major philosophies which we must know about, and the different perspective: deduction, induction, and abduction. Right. So the research onion. Why is it so small? Yeah. Are you able to read? See this? There are six layers of decisions a researcher should take, from philosophical underpinnings to techniques that finally touch your data. So the figure 4.1 in Saunders pre-read talks about that. These are
So,
it's a
but there
different.
is, so the PPT is lacking actually. We were not able to see the figure. Now it is visible. Sorry.
So the six layers are: the first, from outside to inside, from philosophy to techniques and procedures. That's where we want to reach. If I'm using survey as a procedure and Likert scale as an instrument, the measure for this, right? I need to have the philosophical underpinnings. I need to have justification going through all these, right? Philosophies, right? Whether it is positivism or interpretivism, then we need to decide upon approach to theory. From philosophy, you need to derive your approach. Approach could be deduction, induction, or abduction. We'll come to those terms subsequently. Then comes the methodological choice, right? Whether we are following mono method or mixed method, right? Or multiple methods, what methods we want to follow. Then comes the research strategy, right? Which talks about whether it is a case study method, survey method, or we want to go with semi-structured interviews, interview as an instrument, or action research or participant observation, right? That is a strategy to be followed. And then the next is time horizon, right? Whether it is a cross-sectional research or a longitudinal research. And then techniques and procedures. Then it comes actually to data and data collection, right? And the analysis instruments. So all these things are connected. We need to be consistent with from philosophy to methods. Why outer layer matters? The broken chain. So there is an example: a doctoral candidate writes in their methodology chapter. Example is given: organizations are objective structures that exist independently of the people in them. A single true reality that my research will measure. That's what he states. And then what he does, they then collect their data through a six unstructured open-ended interviews coded thematically for each participant's personal interpretation of events. Now there is a conflict. You could say that the ontology accepted is objectivist ontology, whereas the technique used is subjectivist technique, right? So this inconsistency should not be there. And of course, deciding this is a reflective and iterative process. First thing, three things that we spoke about. One is the beliefs and assumptions that you have, your own beliefs. We'll do an exercise on this today. Based on that, you adopt a research philosophy. Based on the research philosophies, you adopt a research design. But while going through the process, iteratively, some of your beliefs may change, may be challenged. You may change those beliefs, again having implications on research philosophy and consequently leading to changes in the research design too. Right? So it is not a one cross-sectional process and it doesn't freeze. It keeps on happening as till you submit your thesis. Right? So the important extremes, we have seen this in the first session. If you have seen the PPT, I have given several dimensions related to ontology, epistemology. So one is subjectivism, objectivism versus subjectivism. Every research philosophy can be located on this continuum of ontological, epistemological, and axiological assumptions. Right? Ontology is about reality. Epistemology is again knowing that reality. And axiology is your value system, whether it is value free or value laden, right? The role of researchers and his or her own value system. So ontology. What is the first is what is the nature? The three things that we spoke about. Ontology, we've already spoken about it. Ontology, epistemology, and axiology, right? You can go through the statements. Should I move on to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
So, these three things are divided on the continuum of objectivism to subjectivism. Right? Ontology believes that reality is what is real. It is external. Things are real, external, one, two reality, and it is granular and ordered. Right? The reality is external. It is one reality. Our job is to understand, observe objectively that reality, and understand the order and why it is the way it is. Right? Subjectivist talks about nominal, multiple realities decided by convention, socially constructed, multiple realities, and chaos is also part of it. Right? There is not necessarily one order that follows the reality. Right? The epistemology followed by objectivism is about facts, numbers, observable phenomenon, law-like generalizations. So whenever you follow an objective reality, you generally follow a deductive approach where you test hypothesis based on some theory, right? Whereas in case of subjectivism, you give emphasis on opinions, narratives, attributed meanings, focus on individuals and context. That is more important for subjectivism. By now, I hope it is clear to all of you. Axiology, again, two extremes are value free and value laden. So if the reality is there, your job is to remove biases, and the reality is independent of observer and can be observed independent of independent of bias. The bias can be reduced. Subjectivism believes the bias cannot be removed. Bias will always be there. So the values would always influence the research findings. So take the example of this, right? Same world, two ontologies. Object is a management exhausted at a chemical company. Every manager in chemical company marketing department left in the organization. The replacement, so the company, everybody left. The company replaced all the people. So what does it mean? Management remains the same. People may change. That's an objective stance. Whereas a festival, take the example of Sunburn Festival or this festival they're talking about, Glastonbury Festival 2014. The same 3 day Worthy Farm produce a whole interpreted account. Welcome to Glasgow Mud. Somebody would see it differently, another person would look at it differently. For somebody, Sunburn as a festival is very important and something which is very good. For somebody, it is a distraction. For somebody, it is a disturbance for them, right? So these are two stances of reality. Then we come to the third aspect, which is called research paradigms. A second dimension of the onion, regulation versus radical change. These are the aspects which are covered, how the paradigms can be classified. And it combines the paradigm is a combination of epistemology, ontology, and the methods that you follow subsequently based on that. There is a matrix given by Burrell and Morgan which we'll look at as a part of this. Alongside objectivism and subjectivism extremes, Burrell took two additional one perspective, one dimension. One extreme is a regulation perspective, and the other end of the continuum is a radical change perspective. So he divided it into these four quadrants, right? So the extremes of the continuum. Can you see this? And he divided based on these two extremes, he divided into four quadrants. Radical change and subjectivist would is a radical humanist. Radical change and objectivist method is radical structuralist. Objectivist with regulation perspective is functionalist, and a subjectivist with regulatory perspective is interpretivist. These four quadrants, and these are the explanation of the dimensions. Each of the paradigms typical philosophical partner and their belief systems: functionalist, interpretivist, radical structuralist, and radical humanist. You can go through the specific dimensions of this. This is one example. Interpretive paradigm at work, researching the emotional effect on of psychological contract violation. So psychological contract and violation. There is contract is regulation bound. So Robin believed reality is socially constructed. So subjective stance, subjective and perceived uh, differently by different people. Reading the literature on psychological contracts and individual belief about the terms of reciprocal agreement with their employer, she noticed most studies focused on aggregate findings, ignoring the individualistic, subjective, and emotional side of contract violation. So she set out to understand how individuals decided their psychological contract have been violated, their emotional response, and how those emotions change their attitudes and behavior. The meaning and emotion participants themselves attached to the event, not what really happened. So this paradigm is interpretivist, subjective, regulation bound because they're talking about a contract. So the philosophy is interpretivism and concern is meaning and emotion, not causation or change. Right? So this is one example. So we'll talk about five major philosophies here: positivism, critical realism, interpretivism, and postmodernism and pragmatism. So the positivism, critical realism, interpretivism, and pragmatism are important to us. Postmodernism is generally language based. So positivism, we've already seen that the stance of the natural scientist work with the observable social reality to produce law-like generalizations using strictly scientific empiricist methods designed to yield unbiased data of facts. Ontology is real, external, independent, one, true reality. Epistemological stance is scientific method, observable facts. It is the font is too small here. I need to. And axiology is value free. One example given here: print and the development of hypothesis. Read this and we can go to the next slide. Next slide is about critical realism. So here reality is external and independent, but not directly accessible through observation alone. So they believe that what we experience, the critical realists believe that we experience the sensation, we don't experience the reality. So there could be a difference between what is the reality and what is the sensation. So our job is to understand the reality. So a critical realist would have a different stance compared to a positivist. Positivist or realist would say that whatever I observe is the reality. Then interpretivism, right? Interpretivism is the reality is subjective. There are multiple realities, and there are multiple scientists multiple philosophers who have developed phenomenology as a method to understand, to give shape to interpretivism. Phenomenology, we will have a separate session on this. Hermeneutics, phenomenology, symbolic interactionism. Right? Phenomena is things that appear. How do you study that phenomena? Generally, our accepted methodologies are case study, narratives. These are accepted methodology for interpretivism. Postmodernism is goes further than interpretivism in critiquing positivism, emphasizing the world making role of language. So language they attribute high importance to. The reality is reflects through our language. The study of language is more important to us. That is postmodernism. And then pragmatism. So most of us would belong to this school. Concepts are relevant only when they support action. Objectivism and subjectivism, facts and values, judging. So it's a midway. Whatever works is pragmatism. This is a reference slide collecting all things put together, right? You, I'll be circulating the slides so you can retain the slides to understand what each of the um, philosophical school belongs to. And there, what is their ontology, what is their epistemology, what is their exology, and the typical methods. This is where the connectivity has to be consistent. So whatever research you follow, research question you follow, which stream it belongs to, and there has to be a consistency. If there is a variation, that needs to be justified. So there are two standard approaches to theory development: deduction and induction, and the third one is abduction, right, which is a combination of both. So this is an important question, right? You would face what is deduction, what is induction. Deduction is when you go from general to the particular. You have generalized accepted theory and you want to test that theory. Right? So generally you take a accepted theoretical model, right, and test it using data. So you would have a model, theoretical model, then you would have hypothesis based on that, and you would collect data to test those hypotheses. So this, of course, is related to positivism. Induction is a philosophy when you go from particular to general, the reverse order. So where you would collect data first, try and find out whether there are patterns, and then based on these particular instances, can you generalize those patterns? That is particular to general. And abduction is a combination of both methods. Right? Sometimes you want to modify a theory. You take the theory, try and test it. You get some different results, and you want to modify theory based on the observed factor. It's a combination of um, deduction and induction. So this is how the same topic studied different ways using different methods. What is the deductive method, inductive method, and objective method? You can go through this example to understand. If there are questions, you can ask questions. As I said, deductive method is about taking one theory, form hypothesis, collect data, test those hypotheses. Inductive method is collect data, find out patterns, try and generalize those. Abductive method is combination of that, mixed method. For example, you may take a theory and modify that theory. This is another example. Chinese tourist duty free shopping. We read this, and if there are any questions on this, you may ask those questions. They're talking about tension, right? So the stance is positive. The reality is one true reality, and you can observe it. And there are like unique patterns observable, and your job is to find those out. But as a value, as a researcher, you would have your own biases, and there could be a conflict between objective process, objective scientific method, and your own value process. And how do you get out of that process, right? How do you reduce your biases or do your research without any biases? And the method that she follows is structured questionnaire, but evolving that structured questionnaire could also be biased. So how do you, in order to reduce that bias, what method do you find? Maybe Delphi technique or some similar kind of technique. So every time you do research, the objectivist stance, your job is to reduce bias, and even respondent bias you need to cut down on. So this is an instrument you must have come across. We will do immediately after this an exercise on this. Heightened, heightening your awareness about research philosophy. So that's the first exercise. Then we will go on to building the onion for in your own context. Now it's your turn. Any questions so far? Come through my presentation. I'll be circulating a link to you. Right? And where is the chat? Give me a second, please. No, it's not shareable. Yes, I have shared one mail with you. Can somebody confirm that you received the mail? There are two mails which have come to you.
Noted, sir. Yes, sir. Mail is coming.
Yeah, there are
Mail
two.
and
There are two mails. First, complete. Yeah, yeah. First, complete the harp exercise and share the output here in the chat. And then we go to the next exercise which I've already circulated. The second mail that you go complete the harp exercise. So that will help you understand your own belief systems about the various ontology, epistemology, and axiology. And with that awareness, we start building the research onion, right? And all the aspects of the research onion from philosophy till methods. And that would happen in your own context, your own research question. So are you able to open the harp file?
Sir, fast. You have sent two file. So fast hard. One we should target.
Yeah, there is one in-class exercise HTML file and there is harp HTML file.
Sorry, I am not able to hear you, sir. Sorry.
So there are two files. One is two mails, one after the other I've sent.
Yeah, I received two mail.
Yeah. So open the second mail first, the harp
Okay.
exercise.
Okay. Okay. Got
Right?
it.
There is an attachment, HTML attachment.
हाँ
Yeah.
ठीक है sir.
So this is the exercise which is harp exercise, which is referred to in the article, which is a tool which is given by Saunders, which is a copyrighted tool, and I built this exercise on this, which will help you understand your own belief system in the context of research philosophy.
sir, what is the another exercise?
The other exercise, I come to that. Yeah,
Okay,
there
so
are
first one has
yeah, complete the harp exercise, right? So if you complete the harp exercise consciously, you would understand the second exercise better.
yes, sir. Thank you.
So could you please paste the HTML link in the chat, because from the mail it is giving like the it's getting blocked because of the virus something.
You need to keep it logged into Claude. I'll just try and open it here.
I've logged in into the cloud.
No,
Okay, it's
is
a
it because of
relatively,
the system constraints?
yeah, because of the same. I've logged in into the cloud one, the link that you have shared for the exercise in the email, but the
Mhm.
HTML file I'm not able to open that.
Just 1 second. How do I copy this? Okay.
Hey, hi. You do one thing. I have pasted the code here. Okay. You can copy it and save it as a .html file, and then you can open it.
Okay, fine, thanks. That I'll do.
1 second. I'm sharing the link. So it should.
Sir, it will create same problem again.
I'll share the link here. Chat. Sorry, I'm a little technology. This thing. Now the link is here.
So it's I've opened it using the code that's working now. Thank you.
Okay. If you've done that, you can share the output here.
Hi. Do you want us to consider our own research, or it can be
Yeah,
any
use your own
research?
research. See, I said there are three, four things. The purpose of this course is help you understand those philosophical intrusions in your research, right? Which are important
Okay.
for you, right? It is not about
Okay.
understanding philosophy as a whole. So, what you need to understand consciously are your own belief systems, right? Your
Yes.
own topic, right? In the
Yeah.
context of
Okay. So,
philosophy, how does my belief system, my topic, broad topic, you may not have a finalized topic as yet, right? And the philosophical system so that I can evolve or understand a method as to how to evolve the philosophical underpinnings. So from
okay.
philosophy
Thank.
reaching the underpinnings or from the methods you can reach the philosophical underpinnings also. But conscious understanding of both is important. So this exercise, HARP exercise, helps you understand your own belief systems better. The file will continue to remain with you as you study a little more about your topic and start thinking about this. The views would mature.
Thank you, sir.
If you have done the exercise, if you can share the output here in the chat, and if you have any questions, you can ask those questions. The details of this exercise are already available in the article that is shared with you as a pre-read.
So do you want us to paste even the HARP exercise, the results also?
Yeah, you've done the exercise. If you don't have any, you don't have any questions, you're convinced about the outcome, right? This is your thought process and these are your belief systems,
Okay.
right? What it does is it asks you some statements, and based on your
Yeah.
belief, it translates into your philosophical position.
Okay.
It may change
Yeah.
over a period of time as you grow
Yeah.
a
After we
little
start
into
the
this
third
whole thing.
orders. Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
The idea is to understand your own views a little so that we can understand the next exercise better.
Okay.
Yeah, are you all doing this exercise and sharing the output?
Yes, sir, just 5 minutes more.
I would like everybody to do that exercise because this is the three exercises that we built in the harp exercise, then in class exercise, and third exercise that I'm going to share with you is the essence of what this course means to your research. I can see responses from Saili and Jugal. Mangesh, sir, Snehal. So you've done this exercise. Um, are there any questions related to this, or things are clear? Kajal? Soman, sir?
Yeah, sir, it is pretty clear. I have no question.
So nobody has any questions. So can we move on to the next exercise, which is I have another file circulated to you. There are two-stage
Next one.
exercise. Yeah, and the next one you need to open the HTML file, and I'll explain what it is. I'll share window screen and this is where we were. Yeah, this is the Onion Explorer. This is the in-class version, and we'll do the second version too. Right? There are 8 stages in this, and you need to really think hard and put your research idea there. Whatever broad idea you would have, you would not have a completely phrased research question, but you would have your own area decided. Then AI would suggest you the construction variables in that area. Right? You need to choose 3, 4 variables from whatever AI has given suggestions to you. Right? Then it will help you identify one open access article related to that area on the topic that you've given. Right? Map that article onto the research onion with the help of AI. Assess how relevant the article's philosophical position to your idea, and get AI feedback on your written reflection. Right? And you can export self-contained submission file. That's the idea. If you could open that, it looks like this one. I'll just open it for you. This is the way it looks like. Have you been able to open this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now just give one by one stage. So every stage you think about it. It'll take 10 minutes to do this exercise. Take your time, but do it seriously, right? And this next exercise is going to be really enlightenment, where you possibly would have your um, uh, whole research philosophically what you call pitched properly. Right? The exercise, the instructions are given here. You need to put in research idea. There is an example given also. Self-contained
Yes, sir.
exercise.
Yes, sir. I've completed this exercise, sir.
You have completed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But this is not so fast.
Yes.
Where when you get the article downloaded, right?
No,
You
sir.
scan the article.
When you said the previous activity by mistake, I started this one, so it was very
Doesn't matter.
late.
Doesn't matter. No, it's sequential. You do it whichever way. Sequentially, once you understand your philosophical beliefs, right? And then you
Yes,
look
sir.
at the article. So either ways, it doesn't really matter. Do that exercise
Yes, sir.
and read that article and start establishing, because the AI doesn't. If you don't think, the AI is useless, right?
Yes, sir.
We are using AI to make the process a little faster, quicker,
No,
and
sir.
more
No, sir.
relevant.
I didn't do it because you have sent email earlier, right? So I was
Yeah,
started looking into it.
yeah. It was the first email because it was drafted first.
Yes, sir.
Then subsequently, I decided that the sequence should be this way. So, so therefore, I will not send the second link now. I'll take 10 minutes, and we can come be back after 10 minutes. But I would like the final HTML file that you are going to download after this. Right? Not after this next exercise. You can keep this with you. This is self-learning exercise. Neha, you have done this, no?
Yes, sir. Do you
So
want
how
me
did
to
you
share
find
it?
the exercise? Yeah, yeah, you can share
It's
that
very,
briefly.
it's very helpful, sir. So basically, at least I got to know how my research would look like, the methods and everything. Initially, it gave me the Canva, sorry, the cloud AI gave me this clarity that how my research could be a collaborative research, not only specific to ML machine learning. It could be also cross curricular with social and this sorry sir social and management basis. So then
Okay.
to which I written a cloud AI asking the questions that I don't want to go into the area of social and management. I want to do it purely computer science. So then it gave me some solutions how I can rectify my own research. So that kind of conversation I had initially for the first question when I put my idea to it. Then later on, then when it comes to the philosophical area like methods and everything, there I used some my opinion and then I tried to chat with the cloud AI, trying to
Okay.
understand if I'm going on a right track. And that's how I completed that whole exercise. I can share my
Yeah, yeah, do share. Do share.
just 1 minute.
So how often do you interact with each other as a group? Pretty often, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, if you would stop sharing, I will.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
This is what the output looked like. So I basically run the question itself, research idea there,
One early detection.
and asking for the independent variables. I tried to put my machine learning variables. However, the Cloud AI gave me clarity that the topic itself will have more focus on management and social behavior because it's talking about early detection and intervention in difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
So then, to which I said that I don't want it to be a management and social behavioral aspect kind of research. I want to do it a machine learning, where I have to use the models there. To which then it gave me first the different response. Then when I tried to read through it, then I tried to ask it.
You
No,
felt
I
the
don't want.
correcting it, yeah.
Yeah, because initially, of course, what Claude gave me is any human, even my supervisor, when she gone through this, she said me it is more on management and social. How are you going to justify it is as machine learning where you want to do machine learning? So the same Claude AI also gave me the first response was that way. Then to which I said, no, I don't want it to be in that area. I want to run those behavior variables on the machine learning side. To which then it gave me this response. So it
So
gave me
the
the response on machine
variable,
learning.
the variables that you thought about, go a little up. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
the variables that you spoke about, go to the topic first. Yeah, AI framework for early detection and intervention of learning difficulties.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So learning
Yes, sir.
difficulties, again, there could be two different stances on this, interpretivist and objectivist. You are more keen on objectivist stance, right?
Yes, sir. Positivist.
And positivist, yes.
Mm.
So, yeah, makes sense. So it helps you understand your philosophical underpinnings better.
Sorry, sir. Come back.
No, it helps you clarify your philosophical stance and be
Yes,
consistent
sir.
with that. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good
So,
example.
and variables are also variables. I knew some variables, and I tried to use AI, of course, there because I wanted to apply as many variables as I can, so that I can get a good prompt from Claude as well.
Yeah, you can
So,
improvise that. The file is with you.
yeah.
You can keep on working with this.
Then in the Claude response, it gave me this all response on how what would be the areas using those technical variables terms. So it gave me this, generated me this. So what would be the broader sense of difficulty and learning difficulties, or maybe intervention support that I can find, and mostly on AI framework. That means I'm detecting the it should be a detectable machine that will detect actually there is a learning difficulty in early stages. So that means I have to put the model. So it is machine learning again. So it tried to give me explainable AI, since I gave the term here explainable AI. That means I'm trying to use the explainable AI methods there, sharp and line kind of methods. So that's how it gave me here some examples of methods here that I can reflect on.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Then I think it didn't take the selected variables.
So
I
you
did
need to pick up
select.
variables from there. Yeah, probably they're not sure.
Mm.
No,
Then the selected variables I chose, but I don't know why it's not taking
okay,
in.
okay. You picked up those and it showed
Yes.
it to the array list.
Then
Okay.
article's reply was it found four different because that was the task here. The
Mm-hmm.
cloud needs to find the best of four, which would be the best article that would relate to my research area.
Right. So it found a relevant article.
It found one article and it gave me direct link to the article where I could go and download that article and go and check if there is to research or explore how good it is relatable to exact my own research.
Mm-hmm.
And it also gave me that summary
Yeah.
here. So the methods and summary about it.
Yeah, but I am a critical
Now
realist,
from
right?
since
I am a critical realist, so I would always say reality could be different from what AI shows, right? So it needs to be validated with the article. So go through that article,
human
scan that article for the essential elements, right?
essential elements.
Essentially, you don't need to read because as a researcher, you need to learn to read these articles expeditiously and pick up the essence. So if you downloaded that article, you can go through that article, find out whether what AI is showing is does it really reflect is
No, I didn't check it, sir.
you can check because AI can give always give you hallucinations.
Yes, sir. Here is the article itself.
So it gives you the link, the article which is relevant to your research, your variables, and one of the ways of
Yes,
how
sir.
the
If you
article
see
is.
here, they are talking about the black box ML model, and then it is also talking about the behavior instructor and students in the comprehensive predictions. So
Okay.
I've just scanned, I've just scanned that.
Yeah, of course.
I
In
didn't
10
read
minutes, you cannot do that.
whole thing. Yes, because it's a
Yeah,
very
but
big article.
while the
I picked
preliminary,
up. Yeah, I just picked up the keywords, understanding if it is really relatable. If you see here also integrated line kind of analytics here, predicting at the risk student, high risk students. So this is kind of something which my research area would be looking like. When I go to the data set also, it's already talking about the distribution of final exam. That means it's talking about the examinations and how the prediction has been taken place there, like how well the students are able to determine their own learning. That's what I just thought. Okay, it's somewhat related to my research, and I just didn't bother to go and read more onto the article.
No, that's good enough. That's good enough. Within 10 minutes, you can do that only.
Yes, sir. Then I just pasted that article. Then I thought post positivism would be the position there.
Mm-hmm.
And I cross checked with AI also again. It from that menu options, it also provided me the same thing: critical realism and post positivism.
Right.
What is your take, sir? Do you think it would justify, or is there
No,
anything that?
my job is not to justify, or my job is to, my job as a facilitator is to instigate the thought process,
Mm.
right? Which I think I've
I
been successful in doing that, yes.
Then later on, it gave me the summary on that models, explainable AI. So that means AI is not only predicting or giving me a solution, but also explaining in detail why they have opted that these particular students are at risk. Why, I mean, to resonate there. That's how the onion model would
Why abduction? Why abduction?
detection where, sir?
The approach is abduction, right?
Approach is objection. Yeah, I don't know.
So you need to find out more about abduction, right? There is
I
a
need to look
deduction,
into
there
that
is,
area.
yes. So there is deduction and there is induction. And abduction is in process where you modify a model.
Sure, sir. I will look into that area. I didn't
Right?
get into it.
Yeah. But in order to understand
Yes.
abduction, you need to understand induction and deduction. Deduction is from general to particular. Induction is from particular to general. When you evolve theory from a scenario, a particular instant, right?
Mm. Yes, sir.
Then it is called induction. You induct, right? Induce.
Yes, sir.
And deduction is
No,
when you
sir.
have theory in place.
Sorry to interrupt, but I have not gone through the approaches. I think I took the support from AI there. So here I have to explore induction and deduction as well. I don't have no
Induction,
idea of
deduction,
that.
and on the backdrop of that, abduction. Yeah.
Abduction. Yeah, and also, sir, methodological choice of this. I am not sure it would be quantitative only mono method. I know the quantitative qualitative difference, but I don't know what's mono methods and is it the single
Mono
method
is
it's
when you,
talking about?
yeah. So there are multiple methods. So qualitative, quantitative is a continuum, right?
Yes, sir.
So one end, if you are following objectivism and positivism, then generally quantitative methods where you collect data to justify a theory or hypothesis, right? Mono
Okay.
method is one method that you have followed. Multiple methods, a combination of qualitative combination. For example, you initially you do what you call focus group discussion to concretize the perspectives of research, right?
Yes,
And then
sir. Yes,
subsequently
sir.
to validate, you build a model based on that. You propose a model, and in order to test that model, you collect data,
Yes, sir.
right? So it's a combination of
Yes.
mixed methods,
Yes. So it's
right?
working on the numbers. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Some people may say
Uh,
mono method, but qualitative.
yeah. There was an option in the drop down menu, but I've opted quantitative
No,
because
it is
even
not
AI
option.
also.
It is about assessment of that article that you've chosen.
Article chosen, yes. So when no,
It
I
is
thought
not
there
about.
was a drop down
Yeah,
menu
there
for
is.
this.
I think it needs to be it needs a correction. So this is not about your research, right?
It's not about my
Connected.
research, of course.
Yeah, it is connected with your research. They have shortlisted one article, right? Help you
Yes, sir.
identify one
Yeah, yeah.
article.
It's about the article.
It's a what you call onion diagram for that article.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
Right.
got it.
Once you make
So
one or
it's
two or three, four articles with contrary perspective, you understand perspective under each of these. What is philosophy? What is the approach? What is the strategy? What is the methodology? Is there a consistency? Right? Or you do different articles have different presentations of this. Philosophical approach is different. but within each approach, is it consistent or not? Right. Once you understand that, probably you will be able to better defend your final output. Right? This is
Yes, sir.
not about your article. Right?
Yes,
Your
it's
article,
about
it is
the.
article
Yeah, my
connected with your
article is
research
not
topic.
written even yet,
Yeah.
but that's just the research area. And this, sir, the time horizon, what is it?
The time horizon, the research that you do, if it is done at a point in time, that is called cross-sectional research. You collect data at one point in time, right?
Yes.
Sometimes you do the other end of it is longitudinal data. Say panels, you constitute panels and observe them over a period of 5 years.
Mm.
Right? So it is called a longitudinal, long-term research. Right? Same variable
Okay.
studied over a period of time.
Mm.
Right? So if you are studying this, what is the topic? You said again going to AI and learning disabilities,
Framework,
right?
sir. Yes,
Framework. So
framework
you're
for
taking a
learning.
cross section at a point in time. You're taking that sample and you're studying on that. But if you do
Yes,
it
sir.
for this year, next year, the year after that, you do it longitudinally, and over 3, 4 years, 5 years, you do that research. That is called longitudinal research. So every
Okay,
year you
sir.
would collect data,
Mm.
right? That is longitudinal.
Yes,
Cross
sir.
sectional is at one point in time.
Okay. So, for just a small question, for when I am doing my research also, like since this article was written and AI have generated this summary and gave to the conclusion on the strategies and everything here, approaches and everything, could as a researcher we consider taking? Of course, the supervisor is there, but beyond that, can we consider taking AI? Can we cross check with AI that the methodologies and everything are uh, what AI thinks about that to our own
No,
research topic?
AI with human oversight is important. Without human, it is your research, right? You
Yeah,
are
of
seeking
course,
help
I
from
will
AI.
take the supervisor help, but then, of course, the supervisor would be the final giving of conclusion.
No,
But in while doing,
supervisor would also do it in consultation with you, right? If you
yes,
have
yes,
a
yes.
certain concrete perspective, because the research is your research.
Yeah, but in case if we want to use AI, we could use it in analyzing the things.
There
That's
is a
my
policy
question.
for AI defined by SI. You follow that policy,
Okay, sir.
right? For core research tasks, you cannot, for example, framing research question or reading, you cannot get. Say here we are circumventing things. Instead of reading article, we are taking help from AI to
Yeah.
summarize, right? To
Yes, sir.
analyze, because
Yes,
we
sir.
want to save on time, and it is a learning phase. It's a learning tool.
Yes, sir.
But in actual research, there is no replacement of learning the articles, reading the articles, as long as whatever is contributing to your. So maybe you can use AI for scanning summaries, shortlisting articles, but final output में जाएगा उसको आप AI से
Human intervention will do.
या ह्यूमन ओवरसाइट के बगैर मत करिए because research is your research. It is not AI research. Don't
Yes, sir.
allow AI to do your
Yeah,
research
yeah.
well.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Like
As long
I
as that
said you
is
in the
clear, yes.
beginning. Yes,
Yeah.
like
For
in the
example,
beginning, if I would not check it, it would go to the management side. It would
yeah.
not take me to what actual my research was.
For
So
example, I
of
have a
course.
question. Now, should I use AI? To what extent should I use AI? Right?
Mm.
So learning value is not replaceable. I am asking you to think, right?
Yes, sir.
And the questions are prompting that. But AI is helping you do it quickly, right?
Yes,
Otherwise,
sir.
you would take 2 hours. This exercise otherwise would take at least a week to complete.
Yes, sir. The article is very big, quite long one.
Yeah,
Which
you have
even that.
to break it down, understand it, and what is the purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, for example, absolutely. Learning can be faster. It can be customized. If I give you a generic topic and generic tool, probably it will not be relevant to you. You are thinking about this because it is relevant to your topic.
Mm-mm.
So there is a customized pathway associated with it. It is your research, your relevance, your questions. So it is helping me do the in that context, right? So AI is
Yes, sir.
helping me, right? But am I asking AI to do this independently? No. There is a thought process as to how it wants to. I want it to be done. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So AI is not a replacement of human oversight. AI is not replacement of human. Particularly in the output stages, you cannot have AI. But yes, concretizing your process, you can deliberate with AI, take its own perspective, look at it, evaluate it. But the final decision is yours,
Yes, sir.
right? AI may expedite things, help you do it faster. The volume, repetitive task reduction, it can help you for that.
Mm-mm. So overall, it gave me this.
Absolutely. Yes. Right. Yeah, in fact, for me,
Yes.
it is developing the ability to assess AI output using AI.
Yes, sir.
So that way, I'm at least using it because it is helping me deliver the outcomes very fast, very quickly, expeditiously. In class, I'm using these tools,
Mm-mm.
and I hope they are helping you all.
Yes, sir. They are really helpful.
Uh-huh. Right, right, right. Thank you for that. Thank you, and I hope everybody reciprocates this kind of feedback because first session to third session,
Yes,
there
sir.
has been a journey for me also.
So that's how it gave me the output, sir. That's it. At last, it gave me the mapping of cloud reply also on what the summary has been generated. And then here, my feedback was taking some points, like key points, and I've given it. Tried to do the conversation with the cloud AI also, wherever I felt that that answer was or the feedback was not enough to put into the HTML
Yeah,
through the exercise. Then at last we concluded at this. So it gave the complete summary of that research.
great.
And after that, the eighth stage was AI's feedback on the student reflection, to which it said that it's a strong one. Of course, since I did the conversation with it, I cross checked it with it. So it gave me the feedback that it is strong because it analyzed it.
That's
And
one of the
it comes.
yeah, one of the fears that I have is that the faculty's agent would be talking to students' agent and learning is compromised. So should not, but AI, you used AI, but as a conscious choice, you should not use for at least the responding and evaluating purposes.
Okay, so next exercise I will keep that in mind
Yeah,
so that
so
it
try
at
things.
least gives me. Yeah, yeah. I gave the feedback, but I had a conversation with it wherever I could deny it that this is not what my research was and this is what I was trying to do.
Hmm.
So it came up with this, but it gave me the minor gap which I gave it as a feedback. Of course, it gave me that feedback where it said it could be improvised in that section or that section kind of response.
Yeah.
Said if I, of course, as a teacher, if you would see, of course, you would find many flaws there. Like we had a discussion, you asked me on the approach also, because AI cannot ask me. Of course, the
My
teacher
my
intervention would do
questions
it.
my questions are not related to the domain. My questions would be: have you learned it? Right? Are there
Yes,
adequate
sir.
right questions raised in your mind or not?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Once the
So
process
in
is
that,
done, then
yeah, even when comes to the mono methods also, I was not satisfied with the article method itself because it talked on qualitative some areas I felt, So this single method is something where I have to again like look into the research again. That's why I asked you if why it is
Yeah,
only the single method. But of course, the article conclusion which was generated by AI again, I have to check if really it was that method
yeah, but
by
do you
reading
have
the
the,
article.
do you have the article ready, the pre-read ready hands?
Yeah. It is there.
Yeah,
It's
can you
there.
open it? Yeah, if no, not
I
the
thought
article that I sent you as a pre-read.
article as a pre-read.
Yeah, send the mail that I
No, sir.
sent.
There was only one article, one HTML file. There was no article attached to it.
No, the previous mail, where I
Uh,
said sent all the documents to you. I'll show you that
yes, sir.
article. Just yeah, I'll
Yeah,
share
I
and
will just stop sharing.
oh, I need to share that article. One second. Share. Yeah, this is the article. Screen. Why is it showing this? And this is the article. It again is opening this PPT. I don't know why.
So maybe the entire window, if you share, you can.
Entire screen I should share, right? Yeah. No, it is again showing that. It's PPT only.
Sir, is this the business students article? Research methods?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see in the browser. If you want, I can share it.
Yeah, please do. I need to learn this Teams functioning also. Yeah, in this article, go down, there is a diagram given, right?
There is a. Sorry.
Scroll down. There is a diagram illustration given, right? On the third
Yes,
article,
onion
this is the
diagram.
illustration. Now, if you look at, there are multiple perspectives given: pragmatism, postmodernism, interpretivism, critical realism, positivism. So one of the positions would have to be chosen, right? And there will be multiple
Okay.
alternatives also on this. These are the areas which philosophy you want to choose. Then which method? There are three methods given here: induction, deduction, abduction, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you go
Yeah,
down
yes.
subsequently. So that's what the onion is, and that's where you
Onion
got the drop
diagram.
down.
Yeah.
Which of these are you
Yes,
choosing?
sir.
Right? There could be many more than this. If you go into finer nuances,
Mm-mm.
right? Positivism,
Yes, sir.
critical realism, and then there will be postmodernism, right? Some of them are may not have been mentioned here, right? So
Yes, sir.
so majority of them, the most important of them are already mentioned here. But the point is that you need to go from outer onion this thing towards the data collection method.
Okay. So that means I have to go first with the understanding on the methods and
That's the way
approaches.
it is.
Then
The tool is divided
that's
evolved
right.
that way. Sequentially, it
Okay.
is that way only. And you would have got a
Okay.
drop down for this, each one, right? So there, it has
Yes,
to be
sir.
consistent. Is there a consistency? And so if you look more articles and find out what are their philosophical perspectives quickly, which AI would help us do that. So the next exercise is about that, which I'm going to share here. Right. So,
Yes, sir.
so if you have majority, how many of you have completed this exercise? Yeah. So, and you found it to be useful. Are there any questions related to that?
No, sir, it's quite useful. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I will do now is I'll share another exercise with you, which is about four extremes. There are four philosophical positions it talks about, right? An extended version of the same exercise. And that output I would like to see in the class, right? Similar kind of exercise, same method, but it would talk about one article on pragmatism, one article related to your area, one article on positivism, one article on interpretivism, and how these articles are scattered and their philosophical positions are scattered, we'll get to know about it. Yes, Ali, you raised a hand. Do you have a question?
No, sir.
Yeah. So immediately I'm sharing this and I'll take a 5 minutes break. You keep on working on this. It will take 15-20 minutes. I'll be here and there are four articles which you would need to capture the perspectives on and then summarize it. But don't use AI to answer the questions there. You can use AI, but it will hamper your learning, right? However, the wrong answers may be, you just put your own answers based on the article review. Is that fine? I am sharing that in another
Sir,
2-3 minutes.
is that okay if we take small break for us?
Yeah, yeah.
Five
Or we will
minutes.
take 10 minutes break
Yes.
now. In the during the break
Yes.
time, I'll share that tool with you. So we assemble at 12:15.
Sure, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you.